60 Minutes with Angela starts right now.
And so, barring any changes made before the July 15th, 2022 deadline for the final submission and or substitution of names of the presidential election running mates and the political parties that we know will be participating in Nigeria's February 2023 presidential elections. Now we know the names of the running mates, the men and women who will fly the vice presidential ticket of their respective parties. And the choice of running mates has renewed the debate about the effect of ethnicity and religion on the voting pattern and decisions of Nigeria's voting population. For instance, do Nigerians really care about the religion of the men and women who would be president and vice president? Should they care? And should ethnicity and religion be factors that Nigerians should be focusing on in their bid to elect the next president? SEGUN AKA-BASHORUN, former vice chairman of Kosofe local government area of Lagos State and a political player in Nigeria's murky world of politics, joins me on the program today. So the first thing to clear up is what political party are you in now? I know that you were vice chairman of Kosofe local government area under the ACN, yes. Action Congress of Nigeria. Right, and that metamorphosed into what we have today, the APC. But recently, I'm not sure if you didn't go to the PDP and you've headed back to the APC. So what political party are you with today?
Oh, I'm a member of the ruling party, All Progressive Congress, okay. APC.
All right, and that's in Lagos State?
In Lagos, yes. I'm a proud member of APC. I sojourned into the PDP momentarily.
All right, so because Lagos is your main constituency, I want to be mischievous here. Who do you think will win in Lagos State? Do you think the APC or the PDP has a better chance?
Oh, well, the APC is the ruling party. It's the party to beat. And I think winning or losing, it's up to APC. We have to get our game right.
Do you think this is the strongest candidate the PDP has ever had in the last couple of years? The PDP has been trying to take over Lagos State. Many people say that this time, 2023, is their best chance ever.
No,
to clinch.
I completely don't see it that way. Right. The best chance ever was the trial, the contest of Jimmy Agbaje. That time was so close. At that time, Jimmy Agbaje was the best candidate and had the best chance because there was what you call uniformity of interest. There are many people within the Action Congress who are not happy, who defected en masse, and there was unity within the party itself. There was no rancor. Yes. And of course, there was yearning for change. I mean, that was the period that ushered in the change matter, eventually the usher of the APC.
Yes.
This point in time, there's disunity in the PDP. I'm pretty well aware that a newcomer is their candidate, a newcomer that's barely 6 months, came into PDP in January.
Yes.
And now the second, number two, from the news, from the fillers from the news, Funke Akindele, is also an outsider of PDP.
Within the PDP.
So the number one and number two, who are going to represent and flag with the flag bearer of the party, are non-PDP members. So what happens to all the PDP who are founding members, who has been aspiring, who has been sacrificing to build the party all this while? So I see a lot of dissatisfaction. I see, and of course, there is as a matter of fact, there are certain governorship candidates who have crossed over to Labour, as an example.
Yes, they're dissatisfied.
So there's disunity, and in order to win the ruling party, you need all hands on deck.
Yes.
You even need a sizable chunk of the ruling party to support you in order to take power from the
and that hasn't happened.
And that is not happening. And that's what I think the ability to carry everybody along is missing here. It seems there's a desperation that there's this belief that there's a yearning for change, and because there's a yearning for change, it spells out to mean that eminently that change would occur. And I think that is the fallacy of many of the elections, even for Jimmy Agbaje's election too. We thought the euphoria of change will be enough. It's never enough because the voters don't think the way we enlightened us, who call citizens, think.
Politics is so interesting. I was interviewing Mr. Adeniro, Jandor, and I had said to him that I thought that his best chance of ever being governor was to remain in the APC. Do you agree with me?
Oh yeah, we argued over it. I completely agree. I had a one-on-one discussion with him, and I just told him that, listen, you are better off going to the Labour Party if you're not going to leave, rather than go to the opposition party that already has a damaged name in the psyche of some Nigerians.
Yes.
That if you're really meant well, if you're planning to come into power for the sake of the populace, then you would think what is in the best interest of the populace. But if you only want to wrestle power, of course you gravitate to where the chances of getting power lies. And he thinks that the best way for him to do is to go to where the structure, the PDP structure, would help him. But he's not so much concerned about the fact that the people in PDP too are yearning to hold on to the same power we're trying to wrestle. So it may end up being of disservice to the populace because it's all it's about is getting power, wresting power from the ruling party in Lagos. That is my turn to rule Lagos. It's my turn to see the benefits of Lagos, not my turn to serve
the people.
To change, and serve the people. That's where I have an issue.
And to those like myself who think that this coming election in Lagos State is the best chance anyone has of kicking out the APC, especially because the presidential flag bearer of the APC is so focused now on the federal race in Abuja. He's left his flanks, open, and his flank is Lagos State. Is there a fear within the APC in Lagos State that, now that he's focusing on the race in Abuja, he may not totally be in control of Lagos?
That is an assumption. Because, yes, naturally people gravitate to Bodilon to meet the Lion of Bodilon. To lead the march. However, being that of his aspiration for presidency is going to be mostly resident in Abuja, which is more central for accessibility from other parts of Nigeria. However, what would happen in Lagos because of the structure we have on ground, the winning structure that the Lagos political ruling party have kind of, they know where their weaknesses are. They know what polling units they have issues with. They know the ones they always lose, and they know the one they always win. And what I see, on the contrary to what you just said, is that it seems they are more emboldened, not afraid that he would not be here to command their affairs. I think on the contrary, they are more emboldened. Due to his presidential aspiration. That is the flag bearer, that there's already an assumption is the next president to be. So any opposition in Lagos would not meet any friendly, they will not be friendly to any opposition. So they need to prove beyond reasonable doubt that the whole of Lagos, that Lagos must win a landslide for Ashwaju's presidential ambition to make sense to the national pool that would eventually decide who wins the election. So Lagos must play a role. So his followership are extremely emboldened.
In my introduction, I talked about how ethnicity and religion seem to be major factors now as we move forward towards the February presidential election. Should Nigerians care about the religion of the president and vice president of the country?
We are a multi-ethnic, multi-religious country. And it is obvious that the populace in majority, I would say majorly close to 70% of the populace, don't think intellectually, or should I use the word logically. So sentiments play a lot of role in their thinking and psyche. So you can't take it away. So the religious, or so to speak, it is the turn of the South or the turn of the North. That divide, that our turn, your turn. Also plays out in religion as well. So it is appealing, I'll use that word, proper word. It is appealing to use both sides. One, merit is merit. You can't take away from merit. So merit should be adjudged separately. Should never be mixed with religion or ethnicity. However, it is appealing when you take into consideration ethnicity and religion, because it will help you in appealing, in attracting people that will vote for you, who naturally think sentimentally. Because the average is only those who are highly knowledgeable that would make logical decisions on how to go about it. But for the majority, it's going to be sentimental. And sentiments will have religious and ethnical sentiments attached to it.
Okay, so now we know who the running mates will be. I mean, they all have until the 15th of July to substitute if they're going to be substituting at all, or if they're staying with the names that they've given. You know, I've been worried that what if some of the placeholders refuse to resign? What happens? I mean, we know that a running mate didn't participate in primaries. So if the nominee says, you've put me there, I'm not resigning, is it the party that will take action?
Well, I can tell you for free, as a politician, that will not happen. Because there's a way this thing works. If you remember, in this election, for my party, or Progressive Congress, there was the issue of this withdrawal letter that was slotted into the forms that you had was a condition. So, and when people were asked this outcry that why this?
Why is this form here?
Well, it's because of consensus. We need you to have filled this, so when there's a consensus, we don't have to be looking for you or ask you that you know.
Yes.
So they did that. So if politicians are that smart, why would you put a running mate if you don't have a withdrawal form filled,
for
signed?
him.
Yes. Why would you think I will? I mean, you're not my running mate. I'm only asking you to come and hold the place to keep it warm until the real person emerges.
Yes.
And for me to do that, I wouldn't trust you. I would have had you sign a withdrawal ahead of us. So for politicians, that would not happen. Especially politicians at the top. I know how they behave and I know how they think.
Let's look at now 3 major political parties.
Yes.
With the entry of Peter Obi into the Labour Party, that catapulted the Labour Party into one of the 3 majors. Of those 3, we'll start with those 3. Who do you think got the formula right? Considering, as you said, we're multi-ethnic and multi-religious.
I will have to say the Labour Party. I will have to be honest, even though I'm a member of the APC.
Yes.
I have no choice but to work for my party to emerge.
Yes.
But I will tell you, we are not happy, but we have to make do with what we have. But I would say, based on your question, the Labour Party got it right.
We've got a Christian southerner and a northern Muslim.
And a little bit young, because that is that appears to be the appealing factor today. I may be wrong.
Yes.
We all the pundits who are predicting may be wrong.
Yes.
But it is for us to test the waters and see how.
We're really ready for the younger crew.
Yes. But I'm happy that Peter Obi or the Labour Party has made it a three-horse race. And we need it in Nigeria. We need the 2 ruling parties, I mean my party and the PDP, to be awakened. And to know that it's not either you or me.
Yes. There's a new sheriff now, so to speak.
And for some of us who clamored for independent candidacy,
this
is a beginning. We need multi-party system to allow more choices, to allow to expand the access to more people.
This is very interesting. Join us again after the break. Right, welcome back. You surprised me, your analysis of the chances of the Labour Party and Peter Obi. There's been a tendency for many members of the established parties to dismiss whatever threat they think he can be going into this election. And I'm surprised that you don't see it that way. You see him as a threat.
It is. He is a potential threat because, you see, one of the things we don't want to say in this country is to address this, call a spade a spade.
Yes.
We tend to sugarcoat the truth.
Yes.
Peter Obi is the only Christian candidate of all the
major parties.
And that's why I say that sentiment matters a lot in this part of the world, because we're not basing our decision on logics. We base it on sentiments. So he was going to definitely play a very important role. He's going to either water down the votes of the 2 major parties that has been known,
yes,
or he's going to split the votes into a three-horse race in which there will be no clear winner.
And there will be need for a rerun.
So we're in new waters. We're in a new.
Do you agree with those who think that the Labour Party doesn't have the structure to win in 2023? Perhaps by 2027, if this momentum continues and if Peter Obi continues to excite many of the young people, perhaps he will, in 2027, make great inroads and maybe become president.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a start. I really love the fact that this is happening. As I said, that we need a multi-party system, not a 2-party system that we seem to have had since 1999. Today, if we're talking of structure for the Labour Party being a new national. It's always been there,
Yes.
but the structure has not been built enough or well enough to withstand the two major parties. But when you talk of structure, structure was more important. I'll say this and I want to stress it. Structure is far more important because of polling units that needed to be guarded. When you talk of structure,
Yes.
that is, you need committed members who are diehards to sit at the polling unit to make sure that the votes that are going to be counted or voted for you
Yes.
will be safeguarded.
Is there still a need for that? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
looking
I'm
at
going-
the
the new system.
electoral-
So
yes.
it's eroding the need for such structures, because the purpose of structure is to have party members
Yes.
that you can call on instantaneously.
and say head to that polling unit.
Unit,
There's
or-
a problem there.
Exactly. Or I need 500 people in the rally. Get the structures. You have ward by ward. You
Yes.
have members. So there's one bring one, two bring two, and they all converge. So that is what structure is about. But the system is changing. That the need for structure is not as tasking as before. Because the new system, votes are going to be electronically transmitted
Yes.
from the wards. So the structure that you need is not as deep as in the past. So what you need are committed members, loyal members,
Yes.
who also know what they are doing to man your votes. So it's not impossible for Labour to perform well, even without that so-called structure. I don't think they need it at this point in time, because it's not as important as in the past election, or it wouldn't be as important as it. So I would urge the ruling party or the two major parties to think of reaching the populace than thinking that without structure or established structure like they have,
Yes.
that it may have, it may be a shortcoming. It may not be. It may be of no difference.
No consequence
No
whatsoever.
consequence whatsoever.
We know that the running mate of the PDP is a Christian.
Yes.
So Peter Obi is a threat because he will be splitting the Christian vote.
Exactly.
If I were a Christian, I would rather go with a Christian presidential candidate than stick with a vice presidential.
That's the African Nigerian sentimental thinking. Yes.
Right. Okay. So that brings me to the question of your party. We've agreed that Labour Party seems to have the perfect combination: Southern Christian, Northern Muslim. PDP also seems to have a good combination, except of course anyone is still questioning the emergence of former Vice President
Yes.
Atiku Abubakar. People want new faces. People want younger people. His supporters will say, well, Biden's 78, Trump was 74, so age doesn't matter. But in your party has decided to go with a Muslim ticket. Many people are displeased about that, and they're not accepting the normal excuse given that, oh, the Southwest people don't vote by religion. It seems dismissive of Christians in the South when you say we don't vote by religion.
The fear of the Muslim has created this discussion, and it is generating into where people are marking a dividing line.
Yes.
That this is where they would not cross. It is unfortunate that we are at this is where we are now, because the problems of Nigeria goes far beyond those differences, those sentiments. We have serious problems, we have serious challenges, and we need great hands, good minds, committed, sincere individuals to lead us.
Yes.
In addressing, first of all, the issue of the PDP candidacy, you would recall that there has been that cry that PDP should pick a Christian southerner, which of course the fallout of Wiki
Yes.
emerged. That it should not be that Buhari, being a Muslim from the north, would now have another Muslim from the north.
That's
to
16
continue.
unbroken years
Yes.
of a northern
That
presidency.
it is not appealing. There is no law against it, but it is not appealing to the populace, especially in this time where this skirmishes
Yes.
that has religious tendencies or motivating
Connotations,
yes,
yes.
connotations. So people have warned that an article ticket should not. So Wike now stood up, and of course there's issue that it should go to the southeast.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that did not happen. We have a situation where we said, let people vote their conscience as they feel.
Yeah.
That's within the party. And they chose Atiku. And of course, a Christian from South.
Yes.
When it came to the APC, the same exact problem, that is Buhari being a Muslim, to hand over to another Muslim would not be acceptable. And of course, Christians said it was it's the turn of the Christians, because you're a Muslim, you're finishing. As well, that the party, APC, agreed that, especially all the governors came out publicly and said, listen, we agree this should go to the south. So there's a consciousness, or that there's an agreement, there's a consideration rather, that the south and the north, there should be rotation. And they admitted that there's an agreement to that effect, that they want to honor. However, coming back to the south, there was no mention of southern Christian or southern Muslim. They were quiet about that. The agreement was that it should come to the south. So it was up to APC to decide,
would it be a Christian
south or a northern? I'm sorry, a Christian south or a Muslim southerner. Unfortunately, or fortunately for them, so I would not seem that I'm not happy being a Christian.
Yes.
And so it was decided that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be the flag bearer. That is the best of all the other candidates, Muslim or Christian.
Yes.
And when that was accepted, people said, okay, that has been done, even though we are not happy. But being that we know this individual and we think he has the capacity more than the Christians who contested against him, that people now did not even envision that he would think of taking a Muslim ticket. That naturally it was meant to be for a southern Christian, but we are forced. Yes, we are forced to accept that it should go to a southern Muslim on special grounds. Having gone to that special Muslim, which is Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the south, we expected that naturally it would be a northern Christian. So what was shocking to everyone was when the Muslim idea came into the airwaves. Then a lot of people shouted, no, I hope we wouldn't do it. It's not good for the party.
More shocking to me is the fact that in 2015, this Muslim ticket tried to fly. And it was rejected outrightly. So I'm looking at the situation now and I'm thinking,
that's exactly
is
where I'm
someone trying to prove that it doesn't really matter?
Well, I love that question. And that's where I'm going. Because we have to be very careful in Nigeria. It should not matter. But I said, it matters. The reason why it matters is we know who we are, and we've seen, for instance, the violence in Nigeria. Something is propelling it. And we try to play, or what should I use, to play, minimize as if it's not really the issue. That's why I said we need to call a spade, and we need to be honest. You mentioned 2015. A pastor was nominated as the vice president. When Buhari emerged. Of course, Jonathan is a Christian, outgoing, with a northern Muslim vice. So when he came into power, it was clear that it's in the interest of Nigeria. It was rejected when they attempted a Muslim ticket.
Yes.
That Nigeria it will not be acceptable to Nigerians. That they will not be able to even win the ruling party. Remember,
why do they think it's acceptable now?
Now, then they realize they will not be able to win the ruling party, which was PDP. If they tried it, it would backfire. So they accepted it existed. There's a need for it. They accepted it was appealing. But now, they must have seen something else that maybe we are not privy to see. Why would a Muslim ticket be appealing? People asked and raised that question. Now, the answer they gave us is quite informative. Competence.
You mean there's no northern Christian who is competent enough to be vice president?
No. They're telling us that out of the choices they had, whether Christian or Muslim,
yes,
the candidate that emerged was the most competent of them all. Let's accept, let's assume that is true. So now we're at a crossroads. How do we sell to those who do not see this, or who are so sentimental that there is nothing we can tell them that they will accept that they've been carried along? So that's why I said, see, it is right and it is also wrong. The purpose of change of leadership, or like I would say in Nigeria here, in Lagos here, a road that is being tarred by APC
yes,
is going to be plied by all political party members.
Yes.
Whether it is PDP, it's for everybody. Nobody, it's not going to be sectionally used. No roads are sectionally used. So we should accept the fact that whoever is going to rule us, what we want from them is performance, competence. We know that. We want competence.
Yes.
But at the same time, we must make people feel, we must appeal to them that they are part of this nation and they are equal partners. They are not subordinate. So I'm hoping that this election will help Nigerians to reinvent the wheel. That the reality is going to be tested. I love what is happening. I think it's high time that we need to call the bluff of who are Christians, who are Muslims in this country. We need to discuss it. That what value does it have? One, we want to be carried along. We are living in a multi-ethnic society.
Yes.
Any leader that's going to lead must lead for all ethnicity. And if you're going to lead for all ethnicity, they must be seen to be carried along. You cannot tell them to trust you, like in the law.
Yes.
The law has to be seen. That
yes. Justice must be seen to be done. Yes.
So you have to be seen that that's what you're doing, and that's where we have failed as a party. Now, I may be wrong. I'm speaking as SEGUN AKA-BASHORUN.
Yes.
My party, in their wisdom, may see what I am not seeing, may have the variables I don't have, that people are not that attached to those sentiments that I'm talking of. I wait and I'm hoping that this election would make the clarity that Nigeria needs. That if that is how, because the Muslim ticket, remember,
yes,
of MKO Abiola, people spoke so much about it.
Yes, but
and people are not
how many
putting it in the right
ago?
perspective. The people are not putting the event in the right perspective. They are not.
There's no context.
Yes, there's no correlation. They're not the same. The conditions are completely different. We are living in a military dictator. People are already angry and tired. Christians did not mind. All they wanted was that the military must go. It was not important to Christians or Muslims.
Yes.
The religion of the civilian. They wanted civilian rule. As far as it was a civilian, it was irrelevant. So that was the appealing.
That was 30 years
then.
ago.
That was what was appealing then.
Yes.
What is appealing now is that we must be seen that all religious groups, that there's a multiplicity of religions, that all other religions are being carried along as equal partners. That is what should be appealing. And I think that is what is appealing that my party did not see. But I may be wrong.
Yes.
Maybe it is not appealing. Maybe the Christians will not see that and vote a Muslim ticket. It is not impossible.
Has the Christian Association of Nigeria made its feelings known, or any other Christian groups? Have they made their feelings known
Oh, they have.
to the party?
Oh, yeah, they have. Some of them have, some who are members of a party have stepped down and resigned from the party. We have many people who have resigned. I mean, what I'm saying is, we need to step this down. It's becoming so much a discussion that it is the only discussion that has been discussed, and we have a plethora of problems in Nigeria that need to be discussed. We need to grill these candidates. What are they about to do to save Nigeria? Because Nigeria is at the precipice of self-destruction. So we need a leader who is going to lead us not on those sentiments. So we need to get away from this religious issue. So I would beg Nigerians that the issue of religion, if it matters to you, vote your conscience and let us make the changes that are needed. Because this is how we're going to make the difference. The political, this politics was a little bit, what should I say? It seems like the same process until Peter Obi came and threw a curveball.
So now we have options.
Exactly.
We have Muslim,
Yes.
we have Christian, Muslim, and then we have Muslim, Christian. So
Isn't that beautiful?
You will look for somewhere to fit yourself.
Isn't that beautiful? That is wonderful. That is what I want. I love this. So Nigerians have that option. The choice should be made by Nigerians. That's why people have been begged, go and get your PVC, vote your conscience. Your vote must count. And then based on the pattern, then we can deduce what is appealing. And people can take a cue from that in the future. How to place and choose running mates. Because it needs to be proven. We do not need to waste time and spend energies to be debating it. Let it be proven. If the churches are saying we are angry, we are telling our members, go get your PVC, showcase yourself. Let's see who you are. How many of you are there? It is time to showcase yourself. If you feel slighted, then that's what you need to do. If the youths are angry that they're not being carried along, they're being shortchanged, they should go in mass, register, and vote. That's what we have been clamoring for. I've been clamoring for that. This political space is being reduced systematically. Africa has not been able to emancipate itself from strong men who has made our societies extremely weak. That's why our institutions are under their control. Our political parties are under the control of strong men. So the populists must liberate themselves. They must show their anger. So we are hoping that the young people can use that example and showcase their own anger and choice. This is the new Nigeria we're looking forward to, where more people will be part of the process of deciding what lies ahead for us in the future.
Join us again after the break. Welcome back. Okay, I wanted to say that those who are supporting this Muslim ticket of your party are saying that it's because of the numbers. The North has 19 states. The North has the highest number of registered voters. The 3K states, Kaduna, Katsina, Kano, have most voters, registered voters across the country. But I don't think it's because of the numbers. I think it is because with the Southern Muslim, if a Southern Muslim takes a Northern Christian as his running mate, he will lose the votes of the North. In truth, after living in Abuja for about 5 years, I'm beginning to understand that the Southern Muslim and the Northern Muslim are not equal.
Well, I've had that since I was a child. And of course, to the point where there are certain mosques that a Northern Muslim will go to and a Southern Muslim will go to
Yes.
because of whoever is presiding.
Yes.
That being said, I've said it also earlier that we need to call a spade if we're going to
Yes.
save this country. So I'm not going to play politics with this question. It is a fact that we know, or we believe that, like you said, if a southern Muslim should pick a northern Christian, that the northern Muslim may feel uncomfortable because he would not be able to identify himself with a southern Muslim and a northern Christian.
He doesn't see that he has
I'm sorry,
anything in common.
Yes, exactly. So it is not appealing. So they are aware that it will not be appealing to the northern Muslim. Are you with me?
Yes.
So religion. I'm
Yes.
coming. So it has nothing to do with competence here. It has to do with religion, acceptability,
Yes.
appeal. Like I said earlier, that it is not needed that you must have a Muslim Christian, but it is appealing to do so.
Yes.
So that appealing I mentioned earlier was the reason why they did not want to take a northern Christian, because it will not be appealing to a northern Muslim. So they are aware of the need to be appealing.
Yes.
So it has nothing to do with competence. It has to do with the fact that it is in their best interest to have a Muslim ticket. So the northern Muslim
Will find the party attractive.
they can be able to identify there's somebody representing them. So there's an issue in Nigeria that we have not addressed. That is, the party, my party, does not see the urgency, the urgent need. Because you have party members who follow your instructions.
Yes.
You have governors who decided and said they should go to the south. Nobody in the north started shouting, there was no violence. They accepted they should go to the south. Why is it impossible for the same governors to tell the northern Muslim that it is in the best interest of the party to have a northern Christian as the deputy? Because it's appealing to others. The same way we wanted to be appealing to you. You understand?
Yes.
What is good for the gander? What is good for the goose? It's good for the gander.
Yes.
And that is what is missing. So we are being economical with the truth by saying it. We have a Muslim ticket based on competence. It is not on competence. It is on the need to win power.
It's even more insultive to say on competence, because it presupposes that there is no northern Christian who is competent enough to be...
You know, we politicians, we are very smart. If I give you that answer, I will tell you based on the choices I have. Maybe I have 5 Christian and 2 Muslim choices of 7.
Yes.
Out of that 7, the most competent happen to be a Muslim. So they can use that phrase. But the only way you can see that it is inconsistent is that the only reason it is clear that you know it will not be appealing to the northern Muslim, because the northern Muslim will not be able to identify himself in your candidacy, because he views a southern Muslim and a northern Christian as the same.
Yes. In the hierarchy of...
Yes, in the hierarchy, they are beneath, as far as he's concerned, for the northern Muslim. That the northern Christian and the southern Muslim
are the same.
The same. So that is what you are playing to. You want to appeal to that, rather than address
the issue,
the sentimental, non-logical way of thinking that Nigeria is in today. Because you find out that people only talk based on sentiments. They don't want to care again if it makes sense or not.
Okay, in appealing to whoever you are appealing to, you are ready then to jettison the support of
A
Southern
size, a
Christians,
chunk.
Northern Christians,
Yes.
Southern Christians, because every Christian now sees that the Northern Christian is an endangered species.
Yes.
He will never participate in political office.
Well, I will say this. I've said it that it is left to be tested. You know, I'm being careful.
Yes.
Because I'm not an expert and I cannot see tomorrow. I'm only fearful of what I think may happen. My fear is that people will reject this. But it's left for us as members of the party, as loyal members of the party.
To market it.
To market. We have to go out and convince people that the premise is not because of, I'm not going to hide behind, I don't want to call it a facade,
Yes.
that competence. I want to address the issue. APC needs to win. The leaders of the party believe a Muslim ticket is the only way out. Else, they are definitely going to lose the election.
But with the Muslim ticket,
There are
won't
chances.
they? No,
There are
because
no,
they've ostracized the Christians.
No, I'm coming. Let me finish this. You see, I'm a Christian.
Yes.
And I know what we Christians cherish the most. The truth.
Yes.
When you are bold with the truth, a Christian will stand by you regardless. What I believe we should be doing and selling to Nigerians is the truth. We are afraid. We are afraid because we want to use the Southern Muslim based on sentiments
Yes.
that we believe it deserves to be there, that he has played such a pivotal role, that we should allow him, we should help him. If that is the case, we should be honest that out of fear that we may lose the election, we do not want a Northern Christian running mate. That it is better to have a Muslim ticket because it's the only way. Let us tell our fellow Christians that Christians, we love you, we know that is not what we are trying to achieve. But we have a sizable number in this country that think sentimentally the Northern Muslim that we want to attract. Are you with me?
Yes.
Because Christians are so forgiving. They are so accommodating when it comes to that. The truth. And I won't say just Christians. I think everyone. They are trusting when they can see sincerity in you. Come out and tell the Muslim, even when we're talking of Abiola, there's a sincerity in it.
Yes.
And people will trust that. So the reasons, the excuses we are giving, to me, makes it worse. Compounds the problem. Gets people angry that you are telling us you are incompetent.
Yes.
You are telling us there's no competent Christian. You are telling us this. Those are excuses we need to get away from. We need people who will go out there and tell APC as it is that you are doing wrong. Yes, you are the ruling party. But we need to tell the people and beg the people if we want to remain in power. We need to be honest with them and tell them the truth. And beg them that we think we are not perfect.
Yes.
We are only trying our best to salvage a situation that we think is already gone bad. Because this is where we find ourselves. So that is what I disagree completely when it comes to the excuses why a Muslim ticket. I've said it, there's nothing wrong with it if you're honest about it and sincere.
This could all have been avoided if the APC had zoned it to a Southern Christian.
To be easier. But they told us that the party agreement is South and North.
No religion mentioned.
There was no agreement on religion. And of course, we know that is a lie.
Yes, but
there's a silent, in law, there's what you call, it is unwritten agreements, unwritten contracts.
Wait,
because it is under fairness.
If indeed APC thinks it will win by fielding
Muslim.
A Northern Muslim as a running mate, I'm now looking at it holistically. If I were a northern Muslim, would I rather vote for a southern Muslim who has a running mate that is a northern Muslim, or would I rather vote for a northern Muslim anyway who is going to be president? Why vote for someone whose running mate is who I can identify with, but is going to be at best the vice president? Why not go with the PDP person that I know that is the main ticket?
Now, beautiful. You see, that is why when I said the truth and sincerity takes you endlessly to the promised land. Because why? The same issue which my party did not take into consideration, the excuses they are giving, what they want to achieve, they are sugarcoating. It becomes more easier for an article. Because they are far more... And a kwankwaso. It's very easy. So if you had come out in sincerity and said, listen, yes, the reason why I'm a candidate today is because of the role I've played in this party. There are many qualified people who could have done this, but they decided to step down to allow me because they believe I have better capacity.
Yes.
They trust me. They've worked with me in the past. And that's how I emerged. Unfortunately, a southern Muslim. You should not be... I know. I don't want to... I'm not here for a Nigeria that sees one shade because I'm a Muslim. I love Christianity. I know a Muslim Buhari to a Muslim Bola Ahmed from South.
Yes.
It is not what Nigeria is expecting. We found ourselves here because of so and so. So I am forced to move in this direction because I need to win the election. And the election is it's a game of numbers.
Yes.
Appeal to the Christians and tell Nigerians the truth. It is still salvageable. It is the work we have to do. We are the foot workers of APC. We have to go out there and beg people and explain to them that this is what they intend to say or they're trying to do. So we still have a lot of work to do. First, we have to tell our leaders they need to come out and change the narrative from saying the reason why you have a Muslim ticket is based on competence. It is not. It is based on the need to win at all costs. Now, where does that winning at all costs, which seems selfishly only for you, you now have to go and tell the populace what's in it for them. That it is not about me. It's not about it's not about being selfish.
Yes.
A Muslim ticket is about Nigeria. You have to come out and tell them the truth. I'm trying to win. I chose a Muslim ticket because I can win. I'm afraid. I love Christian. I would love in a heartbeat to have a Christian running mate. Unfortunately,
I will lose.
Be honest. And people will say that, oh, wow, how sincere. He knows what we know too. But I agree with him. He's telling the truth. He's afraid. He wants to win. What should we do? Should we support this, our southern Muslim brother?
Why would I, a northern Muslim, vote for a southern Muslim when I have a Kwankwaso, a northern Muslim, NNPP candidate? I have an Atiku Abubakar, the Waziri himself.
That is the fear that they chose this Muslim ticket. That they hopefully to give them a better edge. Because the likes of Atiku and a Christian vice is better to have a Muslim. It's the thinking. That to be more appealing.
This has been Politics 101. Thank you very much for speaking with me today, Mr. AKA-BASHORUN. It's been a pleasure. Politics 101, I call it.
I'm highly honored as well.
And thank you for watching. I'm Angela Ajisumobi.